Chris, congratulations. We were just talking downstairs about you working in the team store, and now you're going to be a 200-game player. It's been a pretty good journey.
Yeah, mate. We were just talking to Stocksy. It's the first in history to go from the team store to play 200 for the club. So, a bit of a trailblazer. But yeah, no, I'm so pumped to do it for this footy club.
To share it with a couple of significant players as well must be pretty special for you.
Yeah, massively. Rocked up the footy club at the same time as JK, and Bunga's one of the first people I spoke to, so played a lot of footy with them, and two of the better blokes that you ever get to play with, so yeah, pretty excited to do it with them.
And on home ground as well, I guess you guys get to do it here in Perth.
Yeah, that's why JK didn't play last week. He didn't want to do it in Brisbane. Yeah, no, I'm pumped to do it in front of a home crowd. Mum and Dad will be there and all the family and stuff, so yeah, it should be good.
On top of that, are you excited to have JK back inside?
Oh yeah, it's always good to have something of his calibre to kick to, and yeah, I think it would make a huge difference. We had a really young forward line last week, and we definitely can cover blokes being out of the team, but it's always good having your best players out there.
Being such a high draft pick, being under a lot of pressure, that Chris Judd trade that you're a part of, how do you feel like your career's gone? I mean, that first few years, maybe the pressure kind of got to you a bit, and then you had to figure out where you fit in the AFL?
Yeah, took me a long time, probably, maybe 12 months ago. I was still trying to figure it out, I think, to find what, where I fit into this team anyway. So I've had a weird career where I've, been up and down, and 17 out of the side, but to come and play last year and play a part of the team and that I thought was pretty important, and play a role that was valued in the team, and then go on and win a flag at the end of the year was, that's something I'll cherish forever. And 200 games is also pretty great. The list of people that have played 200 for this club are, amazing. It's a bit embarrassing to be on it, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
What was it like those first few years? Just talk to us about that pressure. Maybe is everyone expecting you to be a star because you're the number 3 draft pick?
Yeah, I suppose. Coming in, I had high expectations of myself, and then you have the external expectations as well. And a few injuries didn't help me, and then probably got in my own head, and things were pretty hard. But I think a lot of young players have that. I didn't become the superstar that I wanted to be, but I've still, had an impact. I think for the team in whatever role I could do. So I'm happy.
And what was your turning point? You said 12 months ago, then you kind of figured it out. 17, how hard it was for you. What was the turning point for you to go, okay, well, this is me?
Well, I think once you realise, look, you're not gonna win a Brownlow, and you're just lucky to have a spot in the team, and then taking that role, whatever the role was given to me, and saying, all right, well, I'm just going to do that role. I'm not going to bother about anything else outside of that. And I think that was a big moment for a lot of us last year, and one of the reasons we were so successful was because blokes just did their job, and it was nothing outside of it. You didn't have to be special, you just needed to do your job well. So I think that was a pivotal moment for a lot of us.
Can I ask a cheeky question? Is it a bit of the bad boy turned good, because you had some controversial times, etc. in the early stages, but now you're just on a great road?
Yeah, I definitely was a little bit of a rat bag early on, and I think just with a bit of maturity. I mean, I'm an old man. I'm a dad now. I was going to call myself an old man. I'm a dad now, and things just change. You mature and learn from stuff. So yeah, I think anyone that comes in at 18, especially myself, I was a young 18 even. It takes a while to really become a bit of a man.
You said it was hard. What stage did it get really hard for you? You were saying about earlier on.
I mean, there's been a few hard moments, I think, but the big ones, the worst part of my career, I reckon, was 17. It was the first time I hadn't been in the side for 8 years or something, and battled a fair bit with that, probably mentally, and yeah, it was just one of those times that I think probably shapes you in the end, because you have to go back and reassess what's going on, work through it, and I got through, and a lot of people go through it in their career, especially if you're around for 12 years. So that was my real big one, and I was happy to come out the other end.
Did you think you maybe you were done at that point? Would you worry?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there was moments there. I thought it's probably might have played my last game, but yeah, everyone has those thoughts, I think.
And in that moment last year, obviously that's your career highlight now, standing on that podium. What was that like?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I forgot to give the little kid his hat though, so I'm spewing about that. I had to run back and give it to him. It was pretty embarrassing, but yeah, it was a surreal moment and one you'll never forget for sure.
How much have the new rules changed the way that your role is in the team this year, Chris?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. I think there's a lot of space, a lot of big gaps between forward lines and back lines now in the midfield. So still trying to figure out how we can manage that the best, exploit it. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Maybe just a little bit more running, but if you can get more.
It's the age-old question about the Kennedy trade, and you've probably answered it 100 times, but the Eagles fans be probably pretty happy now with that trade and how it all panned out.
Well, yeah, I was also saying to Stocksy before, we've got a couple premiership medals, 400 games, we've got 3 Colemans between us, 3 All-Australians as well, so they're all JKs, but we've also kicked, how many goals? 600 goals? Yeah, it's about that. So I reckon we've done all right.
It's kind of fitting too, because you came in that trade together, you play 200 each for the club together. It's amazing how that's worked out over 10 years now.
Yeah, once again, that's why JK didn't play last week. We wanted to do it together. But yeah, he's a legend, and I'm so pumped that we get to do it together because it's been a weird ride, but it's been awesome.
Did you watch that Giants game yet?
I haven't seen much of it. We've seen the little snippets that the coach has given us, but yeah, we'll start moving on to that now.
The midfield was pretty.
Yeah, I've heard they're really impressive, and their work rate's big, and ours wasn't on the weekend, so we've got some areas to work on for sure.
Is that going to change around? Have you guys worked on those areas? Has Simmer said anything to you guys that you've got to change for this game?
Oh, we're well aware of what went wrong in that Brisbane game. Our work rate was off, and there's a lot of areas that we really needed to fix, and it was mainly based around that work rate. We had some of the stuff we were doing on the footy just wasn't us. Nothing we've been doing all summer or in the JLTs suggested we'd get that effort. So we've had a pretty stiff review, and yeah, we definitely know where we went wrong.
Are you expecting a few changes after last week's performance?
In terms of the team?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure. JK will come in, or hopefully come in, but yeah, we'll see how we go.
Chris, do you maintain friendships when your first recruiter was with Reece Palmer? Have you stayed in touch with him over that journey, or is it too hard to be competitors and be friends? No,
we definitely stay in touch. It's difficult when you're living on different sides of Australia and to be as close as you were, but yeah, definitely stay in contact, and it's good to see Reece he was up on his feet yesterday, so yeah.
You were you used the words rat bags, but you were very confident back there. I think I did an interview with you and you both said you were probably going to win the Brownlow medal within a couple of years.
That sums us up, yeah. Yeah, way too confident, but we probably feeding off each other and a bit of competitiveness. We both, wanted to be better and say we were better and act like we were better than each other. So that worked when we were playing under 18s footy, but it doesn't really work when you're playing against men. So yeah, we had a lot to learn. Probably still do.